A recent survey rated Procter & Gamble as one of the best workplaces in the UK. How do you encourage job satisfaction among your staff?
I think attracting, retaining and motivating employees is key to any successful business, and that's core of how you drive job satisfaction. At Procter & Gamble, I think we achieve this really in two main ways. The first way is that we seek to be a business that's committed to its people. Most of our leaders of the organisation have grown up through the organisation, so they know it very well. They've come through individual, personalised career paths and development plans, committed to invest in them as they've developed their careers with us. We reward and recognise people individually as a company for their individual contributions, not as a group or as a total, but individually, driving their connection to what they work on, to the reward and recognition that they get. Diversity and celebrating difference of people is another core principle by which we operate. Recognizing that great innovation comes from diversity, we seek to make this part of what we call our DNA in our company. So I think it's commitment to people, but beside that, we also focus on challenging our people. People need to be challenged to drive job satisfaction. We are in a very tough marketplace. We operate in the fast-moving consumer goods arena, and this drives constant challenge and dynamic change. Our consumers are very demanding. They constantly want new products, new ideas that are going to improve their lives, which is company purpose. So our people are constantly challenged to come up with new innovation, new ideas, and build ever stronger and better customer relationships and supplier relationships. So I think through two-pronged approach of committed to people and driving challenging opportunities for them has driven our job satisfaction.
Do you think that job priorities among employees have changed much over the last 10 years?
Yes, I do. I think job priorities have changed in the last 10 years since I've been working in this field. I think there are several areas that I can think of that come to mind. The first one I think is flexibility. A stronger demand these days for flexibility in the way when people work, where they work and how they work. This was initially driven, I think, by the changing role of women in the workplace. As more women entered our workplaces, the demand for flexible hours, flexible timing started. But as time's moved on, it's the new emerging generations in the workplace who are demanding even greater flexibility of where they work through new emerging technologies of remote communications. And also the demand for sabbaticals, an opportunity to take time out, which is changing the workplace of today. I think another key area that has changed is the drive for personal learning and growth. Second area where I think people really want to take personal control of their growth. I think before, individuals looked at the company to do that for them. People don't expect to stay with the same company or even doing the same type of work all their lives anymore. So there's a much stronger drive towards my growth, my development, and what am I learning in everything I do. And I think the third area I'd pick up on for the change is people's requirement that the organizations they work for are socially responsible. That's clearly moved a huge amount in the last 10 years. People now want to work for companies that are committed not just to greener environmental issues, such as reducing carbon footprint and recycling and these areas, but also things like how we're committed to supporting our local communities. Can they get involved in charitable work and other voluntary areas? And these are hugely different to how I remember it being just 10 years ago.
Looking forward, what changes do you see in the way people feel about work?
I think it's more of what I was talking about with the changes. I think we're on a journey. I think we'll see an increase in this desire for training, self-actualization, building self and skills will be a constant demand. People are encouraged to be lifelong learners, to grow and develop, and we really see this demand increasing in the workplace. People want opportunity to grow through training, through opportunities of challenging assignments, and I think that will get ever bigger. I think P&G is well set up to deal with that. Leadership and ownership are core of our principles, so that will come through as we move ahead into the future. I do think this drive for feeling a company is socially responsible will also get higher. We are seeing today a drive for people's desire to have time out, to get involved in voluntary work, to think how they can put back into the society that they've taken out of up until now. And I think people will want to feel proud of their workplaces in that respect. They'll want to feel that they can share with their families and their friends an environment they're working in to be responsible. They'll want to be able to take time to do voluntary work, such as working in schools, working in local communities, and giving back. So more of the changes we've already seen, getting deeper into our workplaces, will be the challenge for us employers in the future.